covering today is essentially we're going to do Canva to a certain extent. Here's Liz. We're going to do Canva to a certain extent. We're going to talk about logos and the file you need to use logos, etc., and why they're important. We're going to talk about posting to Reels, IGTV and stories. We're going to talk about hashtags. And we're going to talk about increasing engagement. Hey, Liz.
Morning.
Morning. What time is it there?
7:30.
Early.
Yes.
Very early. Cool. So, Liz, just to check, have you got your phone in front of you?
Yes.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay. So, has anyone come with any questions that they'd like to cover today, just so I can make sure I cover it before the end, if it's relevant? Gary.
Hashtags.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about those over message, didn't we?
Did, but yeah, a bit more depth would be good.
Absolutely. No, we're covering those today, so that's good. I'm going to start with the thing that's bulkiest because I think it's going to take the most amount of time and I want to make sure we get it in. So we're going to start with Canva. Who uses it already?
I've got it, tried it, and I'm not very good at it.
No worries at all. Hannah, do you use it?
I've used it for one post. I've kind of like messed around with it, but yeah.
And Liz, do you have it?
No, I didn't get it, but I used like this other like app for pictures and wording and stuff. And that seems good right now, but yeah, I want to try Canva.
I recommend giving it a go because it does offer so much for free. If you've got it, if you can download the app on your phone quickly, if you haven't already, what we're going to do is I actually recommend using, oh, hang on, Susie's just messaged saying that she can't find the email. So I'm just going to send her the link. So we're going to use Canva on our phones. However, I would actually recommend always using it on your desktop if you can, because it is better. There's a lot more to do on the desktop. It's easier to fiddle around with and tweak. However, you can, just for ease and quick posts, do it all from your phone. So that's what we're going to cover to begin with. So Canva, free app. There is a paid version should you want to upgrade, and it does allow you to do more things. So we talked about in the first social media workshop, so I know some of you weren't at that, so I'm going to recap about the importance of how your Instagram looks. So we want to think about Instagram as our virtual shop window. So if you were to have an actual shop window on the high street, the goal would be to make it look as enticing and beautiful as possible to draw people in. Now, this is the same thing. This is the kind of the same mindset we want to have towards our feed on our social media. So just as a recap, let me open my social media. This is my feed, the bit where with the grid. So this is a grid or the feed. Now I purposefully, for you guys, fucked up my grid. How lovely am I on my yoga? And so if you follow my Alex Health Yoga, you can take a look. But there's a post on here which shouldn't be. If you look at the pattern that I'm going along with right now, there is a post that shouldn't be. If you can look on it and figure out which one it is, great. You'll kind of get what I mean. But essentially, I've got 3 columns going on at the moment. So I've got black and white pictures, I've got my sunrise pictures, and then I've got more text-based posts. So I'm just going to go through. This is a picture post. It is a picture. This is also a picture post. And this is what I would call a text post. So if I say the two different things, what I mean by a text post is a text that is heavily, well, it's a lot of writing and very little imagery. By a picture post, I mean something that's a picture with very little writing on it at all. And as you can see, I add my logo to my pictures. And then in a text post, if I don't have my full logo, you can see I've still got my circles. So it's quite evidently still my branding, my post. And hopefully for people who are familiar with my branding will feel like they see that post and hopefully it feels automatically relevant to me and I'm brought to mind. One can hope. This is the idea of branding. So this is essentially what we're not exactly this. You create your own style and how you want to make it look. But what we're looking for is a feed that feels very satisfying to look at and enticing. So over Christmas, when I did my countdown, all my posts were all the yogis doing the Christmas countdown challenge. Prior to that, I had 4s, I think I was doing strips of 4, but it changes over time and I just tweak it accordingly. So we want to think about, we use Canva essentially to get our posts looking spot on. Claire, did you find the post that wasn't supposed to be there?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Is it the one with the text, the 4th one?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So bang in the middle of that, what I did, because I'm horrendously cruel to myself, is I shoved a video reel in there. So on this strip, it should be, it should be all black and white pictures. And I put A, a video, and B, a reel. So it doesn't even have a frame. And C, it's not even black and white. And so it's got a video instead. And so I messed up my own feed. Now, the great thing about this is what you can do with a reel is click the buttons, the little 3 dots at the top, and click remove from grid. I'm not going to because it would mess it up even more. I just accepted this when I did it. Yeah, so you can remove your reels from grid and then you'll just find them under the reels bit. So that's there as well. So this is what we're looking to use Canva for, is to make our, I've just closed it down, to make our feed look good. So we talked about, I believe, Gary, you were a 3 posts a week kind of guy, aren't you?
Yes.
So what Gary could do is similar to what I'm doing on my yoga at the moment, use 3 different templates or 3 different designs that are going to make his feed look, have some sense of continuity. It'll have some kind of pattern. And so it'd be quite easy for Gary. He could have 3 different templates and he just cycles through using those templates. So let's say he had a video post, then he had a text post, and then he had a picture post across his 3 posts in the week. And then when you looked at his feed, it's going to look really nice and enticing. So Canva, the absolute legends, have created, I'm going to do Instagram, but they also have Facebook, FYI. They do templates. These are right here on the very first screen. So you can click see all, and then it has thousands, and I literally mean thousands of templates that you can then click on and modify. Let me find one that'll be easy to modify this time. So what we can see here, obviously this isn't relevant, I don't think, to any of our businesses, but it's, as the post says, simple and easy to understand. It's got a bit of an image, it's got a bit of text. Downside to this is, remember that Instagram is a visual thing. So having a post with a high amount of small text on it doesn't generally do very well. You kind of want the text to take up the whole thing, or you want the image to take up the whole thing. But really, you need to remember that bottom line, Instagram is a visual platform. So you're better off using an image with the written bit underneath in the comment on your Instagram actually holding the information. But if you do have a text post, let me find a nicer example. Oh no. If you do have a text post, make it big, make it stand out, make it look good. So for instance, this one's used graphics that then move as well. So it's just one thing, and then you'd explain this post underneath in the caption itself, rather than making it look messy and like it's too much. No one's going to pause and read that, or very few people are going to pause and read that. Someone who's looking at your business to begin with, who's new to your business, to your brand, probably not going to pause and read that because they don't care, they're not invested. So if your main purpose is to bring new people to your feed, to your Instagram, and you want them to follow, you want them to begin to actually engage with your posts, I don't recommend this kind of thing. However, for information, for people who have been following you forever, so for instance, for my yoga members, perhaps, if I know that a lot of my yoga members engage and actually read and comment on my posts, I'd be more likely to get engagement from my members, but I'm less likely to get higher new followers and new engagement from a post like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Thank God. Cool. So it's just making sure you're making good selections when you're coming to these templates. So let's say we're going to use Gary again as an example, because you're 3 times a week. Gary makes this very easy. So let's say Gary used, oh, this one's quite nice. Maybe not for Gary, but he could definitely edit this really nicely. So it's got a pink frame, it's got a nice pink border, and then it's got some text in the middle. So let's say Gary had found a nice quote that he wanted to use, or an inspiration or something that he wanted to use for his nutrition followers. So pink isn't really his branding style, is it, Gary?
Not normally.
So he'd probably change the pink outline. So do you see how I've clicked on the pink? And then at the bottom here, it gives me the option to change that color. Now, Gary's had his branding done and it looks fucking brilliant. So Gary will have colors that are specific to his branding. I would imagine Leah would have sent you the color codes.
Yes. So
Good.
I remember what they are though.
No, just copy and paste them out of the document.
Yeah.
So you can specifically put in, so let's say Susie, I know that, and Joni maybe, you've all got specific color codes for your branding. So Claire, you might need to just match yours if you've not got yours officially like matched. You just do the best with figuring it out, and then always consistently use the same colors, because again, this makes it, your feed look prettier. It makes it look, it's just nicer on the eye. So you can just pick one of the normal colors, whatever, or Gary could go along and click on the little rainbow one. Did everyone see what I clicked on? Click on the little rainbow one here. And then it gives you the option to type in the color code that you want. So you type in, so just for ease, 5 Fs, or is it 4 Fs? 4 Fs is white. So if you want something to be white, it's 4 Fs. That's the only color code I know by heart. It's really easy. And I think black is 0s, but I can't remember. So you can make the border a different color. So it would then work with Gary's branding. They've added a little sticky tape thing here, which is under elements. So I don't know how much, can you see this well, guys, or not?
Yeah.
No.
Comme si, comme ça?
Yeah, a
Okay.
little. You cannot see the text.
No, you don't need to read it. What does it say? You cannot use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. There you go. What
That's
a great quote. So what they've done when they've created this is grouped these items together. So I'm moving the white frame and the little sellotape thing around together. Now you can group things yourself or you can ungroup them. And now if you want, I quite like the white frame, but I don't like the sellotape thing. It doesn't really go with Gary's branding. So at the bottom here, it says ungroup. It would be super useful if you were actually on the same template. And so now I should just be able to move the little sticky tape. I can make it bigger and make it smaller. Or what I can do is delete it altogether. Boom, gone. Okay, so I've just got a more simple text post. And then Gary could write in whatever he wants there. You just click on it. And then you can come up with all the text, etc., etc. All of this, like I said before, is easier to do on the desktop itself. Does that make sense for everyone so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So use the ungroup and grouping, because all of the templates, generally they've grouped things together. Now, if you like part of a template but don't like another thing, you need to click ungroup, and then it separates all the different elements of it, so you can delete one bit or add in another. So I'm going to go with the big plus button here. Big plus, there it is. Now it gives me loads of different things. So I can look at different templates. I can upload things. So that's, for instance, pictures off of my Canva downloads already, or videos, or photos from my photo library. I don't know what's in there. Let's not go there. So we've got various different options as to what we can upload onto our picture if we want to, or onto our post. If I click plus again, you can add photos, elements. This is what I was looking at. So that little sticky tape thing that they had on that post, that template, it would be under elements. And you can start to, so I was using dog paws the other day, you can see on a post. It's got featured stuff. So these things are generally new, and they're things that they're recommending you use. They've got arrows and lines and shapes. They've got frames. So the frames you could pick and put a picture in. So let's say Gary wanted to add a little picture of himself, obviously, ask Gary moment. Gary's great advice. Gary's Guarantee, I don't know. I feel like there's something in that though. So he's got a little picture in the bottom, and he then would click on that frame, on that picture, and click add again, uploads. And then I'm going to put a picture of Elvis because I can. There he is. Look at him. Isn't he disgusting? Can't click on it. Oh, it's uploading still. And so then Elvis is in the little frame. Look at him. Boom. Ask Elvis, this caption.
Aw.
Oh, no, not oh. Not oh. So we can add various different things, and it's always on this. You use the little plus button here. When you're on a desktop, this is all down the left-hand side of the screen. So you use the plus button, and you've got loads of different options. So Elements is always good to search through. There are some things that are paid for, and they have a little crown next to them saying Pro, and some things are free. A lot of things are free, so don't feel like you have to pay for it. So we've then got the text option, which I feel is one of the simpler ones. And again, they have loads of different options on text. Now, I feel like we really need to talk about text. It's for my sanity, but it's also for Leah Hallam's sanity. When you put text on a post, it is very, very rarely going to work when you put it over a picture. Very rarely going to work if you put it over a picture. Unless you've got, so for instance, a big blank wall with just a little something like a plant or something in it, and then the text goes over the blank wall of that picture. Essentially, words over pictures don't look good. The words get lost, or the picture gets lost, and they're fighting each other for attention almost. And the eye doesn't know what to go to, therefore we just dismiss it because we don't want to look at it. So if you are doing text, you're better off having some kind of white frame and adding in a little Elvis picture or something else, or not having any picture at all, which is why it's always better to go with a picture post and then write what you want to write underneath, or a text post and keep it very plain and very simple, like a headline. Think in a newspaper, it's always a big headline that's going to draw your attention in. That's what you should see your actual post, written posts as. That's your headline. Don't put the information in the post, put the information below where you can, unless, I don't think any of you do, no one's using like quotes, because there are some Instagram feeds that are purely quotes and inspirational things and reminders and all that kind of stuff, but none of you are doing that. But essentially use them sparingly as best you possibly can, and don't put too much words, and never put words over pictures unless you have someone with an incredibly good design eye doing it for you. Does that make sense?
I was going to say, because Leah puts text over pictures all the while for me.
Yeah, Leah does it very, very well though.
Yeah, and I think I do now because, but it's very short text. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's never like, long captions. It's never paragraphs.
So like the post that I did today about Dawn, I put text over the top of her picture.
Yeah, but it was one word, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally though, are away from it. So this is what Joni's done here. Now you can see this picture of Dawn behind. Now this picture's been darkened. So what you can do, this is a really good one actually. Thank you, Joni, for thinking.
Sorry, because I play around with this quite a lot now, because obviously Leah's taught me how to do it, if that makes sense.
So I'm going to click on a picture. It's right here. I was editing it yesterday. It's a picture of my ass, you lucky, lucky people. So this picture is black and white. Now, let's say I wanted to make it darker. So what you can do is you click the plus, and then you can go to Elements, which is there. Now, under Shapes, you've got the square. Yeah. So what I would then do is make that square the same size as the post itself. Where have I gone? And then at the bottom here, it says transparency, or it doesn't say transparency, it's just squares. And so what I can do is drag that along, and you'll see that I slowly start to come back. So I could leave it at that kind of transparency, and then I could add in text over that, because then it's less messy. The eye isn't drawn necessarily, well, it would be obviously drawn to my butt, but the eye would still be drawn to the text, which you'd make white or a very bold color over the top of that. You wouldn't use then gray because it would get lost. You probably wouldn't use black even, it would get lost. You would use a bolder color, white or something light, over the top of the gray, because it would then show up. And I can make that almost hardly there at all, using the transparency or taking the transparency all the way. So just, you can change that up. So you just add a tile over the top. Now let's say I wanted to add a different color tint. I want to go for a bit of a pink or a red. I can change the color of that square that I've got over the top. And then I go to my transparency. This is disgusting. Never do this. It's vile. Don't use red. And then again, you can change that transparency. If it was really, really light, maybe. But yeah, so that's the changing of transparency. So if, like on Joni's post, I'll go back to it, you wanted to add text. So you see Joni's darkened the picture with a gray or black square over the top, and then added white writing, and it works well. But there's Dawn's on the right side of that picture, and the text is over the rather blank background rather than over Dawn's face or anything really messy or clumsy. Do we see what I mean there? So this, just a pair of flip-flops, just got Joni's, where is she? Just got Joni's logo in the bottom. It's plain, it's simple, but everything Joni actually wants to talk about is in the caption underneath. She's not made it too messy. This one is just an absolute simple text post, and it's clear, and it's quite evident that we're not trying to compete and look at the image behind, we're reading the text in front. Okay, so it's about using the layers, and just be very, very mindful of what you're using as your background. And essentially, if in doubt, just use a plain background and just use text, or just use an image with no text whatsoever. Are we happy with that, gang?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. So within, where's the one I was editing? Here. We're back to the pluses. In elements, there are stickers, and these are little animations. Now, these make your post a video instead of a picture post, because obviously it has to play through, and I think it plays through on like a 7-second loop. So Susie uses leaves in her as her part of her branding. She's got the wonderful leaves. So here, for instance, we've got the leaves. There you go. Thank you, Suze. We've got leaves that she could perhaps put in a post that gently swaying in the wind. But what is really important is you don't overdo this. Okay, yes, use them every now and then, but if anything, use a Canva template that's already done it. So Joni could for instance, Claire, you could use this as well. It's just trying to make something stand out, finally open on whatever date you guys open. Is it the 12th?
Yeah.
12th of April, open, or we are open, and then the information then comes out underneath. But you do use the animations, but use them sparingly.
Would you then put your logo on that as well?
See, I probably would. I would probably have had mine down here.
Okay.
Yeah, but make it small. Don't make it like too big or over the top of anything else. Keep it real small.
Okay.
One of the standard templates, Alex.
That seems to be in the standard templates. Yes, it is. The future is female. Sorry, Gary. Only actually just read what that said. So we've got other templates that are really useful, and you probably see them. You'll see that some come into fashion, for want of a better word, and others go out. So the ones that seem really popular at the moment, and you will see everywhere, is obviously not coming up high on my thing just to be really freaking annoying. I'll search it. So if you want, so we've got I'm on the templates page, and if you've got something specific in mind, Joni and I were talking about this the other week. She wanted something to do with summer or spring or growth. I can't remember exactly what we were talking about. And so in this, you can search for whatever you wanted. So I'm going to just put reminders. So I've put Instagram post reminder, and these are the ones that I was talking about. They're everywhere at the minute. And so they're the ready designed reminders. So reminder, what does this one say? Something wonderful, be brave, kind, and open to this world. Yes. So this kind of thing is really popular at the moment. And it's quite good to use this kind of stuff, the stuff that's in fashion and used by influencers, because people will stop and read them at the moment. In a couple of months, probably be less interested. People won't read them so much. Therefore, you can just move away and stop using them too. But when you are stuck for something to post. Generally, I say don't follow many people who work within your sector, purely because your social media should be for people who will buy your product and use your product or service, rather than by people who do the same as you. You're not interested in them. It creates a sense of competition and comparison, which never ends up feeling good. Therefore, remove people who are in that industry from your Instagram as much as you possibly feel you can. If anything, go through and follow the people that follow them, because you know that they're interested in something that you do, but it doesn't mean you need to follow them specifically. So for instance, I could go to another business coach's page and go and follow 25 of her followers twice a day. And hopefully, because I know they're interested in her, they'd be interested in me. So Claire, you could do that within your industry. Hannah, you could do the same. Gary, you could absolutely do the same, but don't necessarily follow people who are within your industry who do the same as you.
Is that an acceptable practice then, just to go and like just to find followers from a?
How else can you do it, Gary?
I don't know.
Well, there you go.
Alex,
You're not, Gary, you need to remember you are not selling something that is horrible. You're trying to share a service, and those people might have been following this person, but actually they've been really irritating them lately. You come along and they're like, this guy's perfect. He's exactly what I've been looking for.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I've been thinking where to, because I'm getting bogged down in what I post is not my business. My business is nutrition coaching, but where to find clients is the bit I'm grappling with at the minute. That's the bit I'm struggling with. And I've had all these gurus contact me in the last month saying that they can get me to 100 grand a month and all this rubbish. And it's all like basically hard selling and trying to find out. But all of them are telling you places to go and find clients from. And that's the bit I've been thinking about.
Yeah, with so with Instagram, look at your actual clients, the people who follow you already, who engage with you, who are interested in your service, and find people who are similar to them. So what are their interests? For you, for instance, you would be your target market, you're looking for people who are of a similar age to you, and family people, isn't it? So people who have a family, perhaps who already go to the gym or go to CrossFit. So looking at people who go to gyms within Norwich, maybe keep it local if you wanted to, start smaller, make your search smaller. Gyms in Norwich, CrossFit gyms in Norwich. And then if you don't want to stay local and you don't want to compete with people within this area, within the nutrition coach area, look outside of and look for nutrition coaches who offer a similar thing to you and go to them and follow people who follow them. That is perfect. It really is standard practice on
I'm
growing.
always like followers following me, like I'm guessing they've done that, businesses have gone through and like probably thought, oh, she's interested in the gym because she follows so and so.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I've always wondered why.
Yeah, and sometimes you do just come up on the recommended people.
Oh, okay.
So it's usually about 2 scrolls down within your feed. You'll then get recommended for you. And Instagram is pushing new to Instagram people because they want people to become addicted to Instagram. Therefore, they want new people to get as many followers as possible. And I always think it's sensible to get in with people who are new to Instagram because they won't have many followers. Therefore, they're more likely to A, see your post and B, engage. And you also get in early. Oh, well, I've started following this yoga teacher and she comes up on my feed all of the time. And you start to get, so when Instagram says this person's new to Instagram, go for it. Because the odds are they're friends of a friend or someone you already follow and engage with. So I would always suggest following them. And Instagram also matches and uses algorithms to figure out what people are most likely to enjoy your page. So follow the people that Instagram recommend unless you really don't like them or it's indirect, like they really conflict with what you're doing. So for the most part, when Instagram recommends you follow someone, follow them because they've not done it for a silly reason. They've done it to help you. Yeah.
Alex?
Yes, Susie.
Sorry. When you said about deleting people, were you meaning if, say, 2 other beauty therapists have followed me, do I sort of delete them from my followers?
No,
Or
just
do
who
I
you're
kind of-
following. It doesn't matter who follows you. You're
Right,
doing you.
okay.
You do you,
Right.
boo. But yeah, no, who you're following, I just wouldn't. However, thank you. You've circled me beautifully back to my point. However, do have a look at what people people you respect and admire and are perhaps where you want to be within your business.
Mhm.
Have a look at their Instagram and social medias and see what they're doing, because they might be doing something that you haven't thought of yet. They might be offering something that you have, and you can draw inspiration from it and see what's working on their social media, what could potentially work on yours. So for instance, everyone at the moment is posting these reminder posts. So do that for a while. But if you start to see other things come up a lot, you start to perhaps look. Canva more than likely will have a template for it by the time you're looking at it. So yeah, always try and stick with, I know it's a bit weird, but for increased engagement and for increased likelihood of engagement on your post, do what's cool. Canva, anything. So essentially, to summarize with Canva, use 3, 4, 5 templates from Canva and try and get some continuity with using them. So you start to make your feed look really good. Claire, what's your Instagram handle again on your business one?
What do you mean, my handle?
So what's your Instagram page name? Sorry, babe.
That's okay. I'm like, what? I think just
Beauty annex.
the underscore beauty underscore annex.
Got it. Thank you, Joni.
Am I really thick? What is the
No.
handle?
Oh, but I found Joni. It's the name. Beauty underscore annex. Yeah.
Okay.
I found Joni. So for instance, this absolutely a Canva template, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was.
It is.
Yeah.
Getting hungry.
And so it's really good in the sense that she's got that. It's really obvious, salon update, very clear. This one is a little bit of a notice. And
Awful.
you would argue that perhaps the background is too light for the text, so the text doesn't show
Yeah.
out. So she'd almost be better having a different color background, or using a template from Canva. Update. That one is not okay. Gosh, there's some bad ones on here.
What am I?
No, on Canva. So this is for a story. This one's for a
That was a bit
story.
brutal.
But you see how the background is light still. It still has the white frame, but the text is then black, and it's a bit more eye-catching and it's a bit more obvious, and people are more inclined to read that than that one, which is not loading. Oh, it's gone now. Claire's. Sorry, Claire.
Yeah.
So it's just looking for that one. So when you're using when you've got an update that you want to post, when you've got a review that you want to post, reviews are great. The templates for reviews on Canva, amazing. And you're all running online businesses, or you're all using your businesses to help grow. You're all using your social media to help grow your business. So the testimonials are really important. And there are some incredible templates for testimonials on Canva. They all look great. And always, whenever you do a testimonial, use the same template, because it will start to feel familiar to your clients. Whenever you do a motivational quote or whatever it happens to be, or some information, use the same template. So that was really what I wanted to get at with Canva. Go in, have a play around, have a look, find 5, 3, 5, 10 templates that you love and use them. Yay, Joni, you did it.
But how do you change the text? Can you see that?
Let me
It
just
won't let me do it.
Oh wow, that looks really good.
So Joni's already used her branding code.
Sorry.
She's put a logo on it.
It's only because I've got it
She's
all
ahead
set
of the
up really
game.
easily.
So is it grouped?
It won't let me ungroup it. I don't think you can change it, which is annoying.
I think you'll be able to, but on a desktop.
For you?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll send it to I'll sort it out. Can I just ask a quick question? So if
Of
you
course
post
you can.
7 days a week, how
Yeah.
many templates would you use? 5?
Or even 7. It depends on how many. So we talked about this in the You know what, Joni? I think you're right. I don't think you can change it.
I don't think you can. I think it's set.
That is
But I think
so the whole
Leah
thing in itself is a graphic.
might be able to knock me up a version of it.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be easy enough to copy. So we talked about this last time. Essentially, you plan your week and how many days a week you're posting, and you kind of keep cycling through the same things. I don't know if she's still there. She's walked off.
I am here. Sorry, I'm cooking pizza for my children at the same time.
Yeah, so you would cycle through. So for instance, on a Monday, you would do one topic. On the next day, you do another topic. On the third day, you do a review. On the fourth day, you do a video. On the fifth day, you do a reel, and so on. And so you kind of pick 7 templates if you're posting 7 days a week. And it brings some continuity to the whole thing. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
But essentially, do remember that you want predominantly pictures on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Claire is going to get, for the Beauty Annex, she's going to get the most engagement by posting what she does. So the nails, the lashes, etc.
I need to get a bit better at doing that.
Before and afters and so on and so forth. Liz, you're going to be best off, obviously, posting the pictures of the amazing food you create. Absolutely. And then but then every now and then you could post a video, which is what I wanted to move on to next. Have we got any more questions about Canva before I move on?
Nope.
Good. Use the templates is essentially what I wanted to really hammer home. So you could just post a testimonial, of course, on a template. Yes, Liz, 100%. Yep. Just copy paste your testimonial from whoever sent it to you into that template and then post it. If you've got branding, if you've got your logo, have you got a logo yet?
Yes, I've got a logo.
Sweet. Have you got that in a PNG file?
Yeah.
Sweet. So a PNG file, I just wanted to quickly cover this, is how you have your logo with a transparent background, so you can then put it onto any post and it doesn't have the white block behind it. So you want that in a PNG file. If you haven't got one, talk to someone who will do that for you.
I'm guessing Leah does that.
Leah 100% does that. Have you not got that, Claire?
I don't think I have, no.
I can't see one on your Instagram, but it would then really help. So because someone could come along and use this post of nails and claim it as theirs.
Okay.
Whereas if it had the Beauty Annex just there as your little logo, someone would be less likely to come along and steal that.
Yeah.
And then someone's going to see it and be like, oh, lovely. Oh, at the Beauty Annex, hey. And they don't even need to read the caption.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be what I would say on that. So increasing engagement. Engagement is the people who are liking, sharing, commenting, talking to you via your social media. So that is your engagement, gaining likes and follows and so on. So we want to increase engagement to increase our audience and hopefully then increase our sales. So we want to always consider how much engagement we are getting from our posts. We talked about last time checking out on our insights on our business page to see what posts do well and what posts don't do well. I believe we established that my best posts are always the one where my butt is out. Yes.
Did you?
Still top 5. There we go. Bum, bum, and bum. So, or it's Chloe. Always that gal. So we can always check. So you can see what posts do well. And then you can just look to see right down the bottom what posts don't do well. And then generally you adhere to what does well, what topics have done well, what images have done well. Do the text posts never do as well? My text posts never do as well as my image posts. And then it's also establishing whether videos do well or reels, etc. Now, Instagram obviously got a huge knock at the beginning of lockdown 1 because TikTok suddenly started to steal all Instagram's engagement because everyone was like, I've got loads of time to film stupid videos. I'm downloading TikTok. So Instagram obviously came up with their Counter-Strike and invented Reels. So Reels are essentially similar to TikToks. They're just short little videos. They can contain information. They can just be a video. You can add music. You can do all sorts of stuff with them, and they're incredibly, incredibly powerful. They're similar to stories in the sense that they're quite short. They're either 15 or 30 seconds, and you can choose which you want. But a reel stays forever, whereas a story only stays for 24 hours. So there are the two differences. Now, we talked about this last time. Remember, your Instagram story is more day-to-day stuff. So Liz, for instance, she could be baking something, making something delicious, and she could just be filming what she's doing step by step. Oh, first I did this, then I did that, then I did the other, and she could be chatting as well in the background. Or she could do, I don't know, various different things. Holy shit, look at all this washing up. Anyone want to come do it for me? Poll, yes, no. Everyone's going to say no, Liz. Don't put that out there. You know, so you can use your stories as the very here and now and the raw and unedited. And then you can also use it as very easy engagement. So I'm really hoping the story I posted on purpose hasn't gone yet. No, it hasn't. So someone tagged me in their Instagram story saying, excited for your yoga on Friday morning, finally feeling like I'm ready to sort myself out, at Alex Howarth Yoga. Fantastic. Whenever anyone shares a story about you, you repost it. It's important. And then so now on Friday we're doing something stupid, so I reposted it, but I added in a question. I did this so we could use it as, I wouldn't have usually, but I did it as a question. I put, but have you seen the class plan for Friday, because we're doing something different, and then whoever wants to can then respond. Now, I also didn't do this on purpose. When I click on that, this here at the bottom, who has looked at it, the answers to this come up. So Lisa responded, and then Joni responded. Thank you, Joni. So I haven't replied or used Joni's yet. So you can hit reply. Now I can hit talk to Joni and just say, thanks, darling. I'm so sorry you can't make it. I'm gutted, but you're definitely doing enough on Friday. You don't need to do any more.
You're going to die instead.
I can delete the response if it's really invasive or horrible, or I can share the response, which is what I encourage you to do. Now, when you share the response, it gives you the option. I could talk at the camera, say, hey guys, hey, yeah, oh look. So I'm sharing you, or you can.
Oh, are we all on there?
Yeah, you're all on there now. Hey, yeah. Or you can click on your camera roll, and I could add in the same background, which I think I've deleted annoyingly. So I could add in this picture. There we go. So I could then add that and share it. I would probably add it to the same background that I did the original post to. So again, there's some continuity and people know that it's the same topic. So
how did you add the camera roll? Because I always go to repost them. Do you have to add it first?
No, so you click reply.
Yeah.
Then here.
Yeah.
And then the camera roll is at the bottom.
No.
Promise. Should be there.
Yeah.
Although they do sometimes change things on Instagram and it's not the same for everyone. So, and then using things on stories, let me do another one. Post story. Click the wrong thing, sorry. So I'd like to quickly do this one. So it's just a repost of what I did before. And then I could easily do a poll. So your poll is a yes or no, and it's a really easy way to get engagement. People will start tapping that button. People love to click a button. They also love to know what other people have said. So you don't get to know what percentage of people have said yes or no until you've clicked the button yourself. And then you can then repost the results of that quiz. So you can write in whatever you want. You don't have to do yes or no. Have you found this useful? Absolutely. Nope, knew it already. I can't spell. But then you post that, and so it encourages engagement, and you can use it, move it, you can change the size of it, you can put it wherever you want, and then post that. And it's another way to encourage engagement on your posts and within your account. And then if someone types something, they say no, and you're like, oh no, how come? And you can then message that person and start a conversation with them. So it's a really good way to increase engagement. So reels are the long-standing version of a story, so they stay on your thing. So all my reels that I've done for yoga, I'm using yoga because it's the thing I've got the most on, by the way. I'm just not using any of my other accounts. So all my reels are still here. Now the ones that do best seem to be the ones where I'm teaching. So generally on my feed, if I do teaching points, it doesn't do very well. My reels, however, the video ones, if I do video reels with teaching, they do well. So I've taken that into consideration. So when I do a reel, generally I'm teaching someone or offering some kind of challenge.
How many is a lot? Like what, when people view a because like does just anyone see it, or like how many?
So Instagram generally shows it to people who they think will be interested in.
Okay.
At the moment,
Yeah.
you know, in the explore button with the little search arrow,
Yeah.
generally within this, there's going to be more videos than anything else, and it's going
Okay.
to show. I thought that was Joni for a minute, looking at it back.
So would yours like pop up on there if someone was
So
like,
mine may well pop up on there.
Yeah.
It might be anyone who I
you
might be
probably
interested in.
get quite a lot of views then from a reel, more so than like an Instagram video?
Yes, because they're
Yeah.
more likely to put a reel on here. So in
Yeah.
my world, a lot of views is over the 1,000 to 2,000 views. My sister, who is she does lashes, did a reel. Oh no, is that the right one? She did a
I was
reel.
really shocked the other night because I did my first one and I was like, it's had like 1,000 views.
It hits
And then it's
so
only
many
had
more.
2,000 views.
So many more. So my sister, who wasn't a big Instagram user, she would post maybe
Yeah.
daily, not in any kind of business, just random posts. She's got 1, 2, 3 reels with over, fuck me, 10,000 views. This one
Really?
has 88,000 views. It's because she's got her tits out, but this has got 88,000 views. It's super simple, but it works. And so she's reached 88,000 people via one 10-second video.
Yeah.
And it's so simple. And the thing with reels is Instagram want to push it, want people to do well from their reels because of TikTok. So if you can get into reels, which we will do in depth in the 3rd social media free workshop, we will actually talk about how to create a reel. That's going to be the main focus of the day. But I have also done a workshop on this before, and it's already on my YouTube. So if you want to know about creating a reel right now, it's already on the Alex House Business Coaching YouTube, and it's right there for you for free. So do use that, but we will cover reels in more detail in the next workshop. So use them, use reels at the moment, use your Instagram stories. So if you can't get around to posting an actual post in your feed, post on your stories, document what you're doing, rework that day, or even what you're doing in real life. Like Joni right now could easily just do a few pictures of, I'm making pizzas for my kids today, what are you up to? And it's just really simple engagement. I think that was everything on reels. Instagram stories are really no, not Instagram stories, IGTV, Instagram television, really good for longer videos. Susie, you used those for your facial tutorials, didn't you? You're muted, babe.
Which one? Sorry.
The IGTV, you used those for your facial tutorials, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
within Susie's Instagram, if you click on the IGTV one, so there are a few of mine. Again, it's longer posts. I've got a testimonial on there, a video testimonial from one of my members, that kind of thing. And they're really great for longer videos, longer posts, spoken posts, that kind of thing. So if you want to get information out there and really talk, so Gary could easily do an IGTV video. I think they have to be less than 5 minings.
Yeah, I think I had to split mine into 2 because I was doing a full facial tutorial on how to do a facial. So during lockdown. Yeah,
so Gary could easily film himself using a tripod, cooking something and talking about, here's one I made earlier. Oh God, Gary, please do it. I will watch that. So Gary would then need to put, that wouldn't work as a reel because it's too long. You couldn't post it, it's just a normal post, again, too long. So you would put it on IGTV. So if you want to get across a lot of information in video format or do something cool in video format that's longer than 30 seconds, then it's going to be an IGTV. Instagram do show them, they do come up on.
I was going to say, I don't think they do as well.
I don't think they do as well.
At all, if I'm honest. So me and Leah have decided to move away from it, if I'm honest.
I barely ever use it. It doesn't do well, but just know
it's the posts when I look at them, they've got the least engagement and least insight. Like
same.
Yeah, so they're almost not worth the hassle, if I'm honest, anymore.
No, the thing is, what I would use is, so if you have done a YouTube video on something, it's a really good way to draw attention to it. So you can put snippets of it on an IGTV and then share that on your Instagram. You can share that to your Instagram story, and you can even share it to a reel. So it's a good way of getting stuff out there to take people off of social media and to something else. So for instance, I could use a clip of this, put it on IGTV to then encourage people to move to YouTube and watch the whole thing. So that is IGTV. God, that's hard to say. Okay, so we've kind of talked about engagement, but we keep dabbling back to it and encouraging and ensuring that you're increasing it. Now, a really good way to get out there, Claire kind of tapped on this, is when you look at the explore button, it will generally show you things that are related to the hashtags you often use. So hashtags don't work on Facebook. Just going to put that out there right now. They aren't a thing on Facebook, but they are a thing on Twitter and they are a thing on Instagram. So what hashtags do, I'll show you here. All my hashtags are here at the bottom. You can use up to 30 at a time, and I recommend using as many as you can. And what this does is people who are interested in that thing will be shown things because you're hashtagging that item. So I use hashtag yoga when I'm doing this stuff. I do hashtag business growth, hashtag small business owner, hashtag solopreneur, entrepreneur, that kind of thing, because that's the audience I'm looking at. When it's my yoga, I look at hashtag yoga, hashtag yoga teacher, yoga pose, yoga whatever. But also, so anyone who's interested in either of those things are likely to be shown my posts in the Explore or generally on their feed if they follow me already. What it does is it allows us to almost be categorized, or our post is then categorized on social media. Does that make sense so far? Yep. So by tagging your post with what it involves, it almost narrows your market, which is great. That's what you want. So Liz would be best always hashtagging Pop-Tarts. I love Pop-Tarts, Pop-Tarts for life, etc., etc. Because anyone who fucking loves Pop-Tarts is going to love what Liz does. Therefore, if she's using those hashtags, she's more likely going to have people who are interested in her come and find her. You want to use a mix of broad, very, very popular hashtags, but also very specific hashtags. So Gary, for instance, would be putting nutrition coach, which is a very broad hashtag. I would be amazed if that didn't have, hang on, but in the search option, so your search here, boom, you can then at the top, when you click the search bar, you can search top, you can search accounts. So if I wanted to find Claire's, for instance, I would search accounts and then the Beauty Annex, or next to that, it says you can search tags. So you can actually search for and follow specific hashtags, which is what people have started doing. So someone might follow the Beauty Annex, the hashtag. They might follow Alex Howarth Yoga, the hashtag. So nutrition coach. Nutrition as a hashtag has 53.3 million tags, hashtags. So if I click on that, I am lost in a world of nutrition tags. I've got 53 million posts to sift through. Nutrition coach has 2 million. Again, not going to sift through that. Nutrition coach, Norwich, spelt incorrectly, not great. 19 posts. Let's see if Gary's come up.
No pressure.
I can't see Gary. Nope, he's not there. So therefore, let's say someone's on Instagram and they want a nutrition coach and they live in Norwich. They type in hashtag nutrition coach Norwich, or they type in nutrition coach Norwich. Gary has fewer than 100 hashtags to compete with. Therefore, he knows someone within his area that could potentially be a perfect client is going to find him. Therefore, it's very, very good to go broad, absolutely, because you get put onto really big, broad hashtags that thousands and thousands and thousands of people might see, but it's also very important to go specific and use location, especially if you're location based, and into really deep into a niche if you have a niche. So I always use fitness yoga as one of mine because that's what I teach predominantly. I will also specifically say the yoga pose. I will also specifically say online yoga classes. I will often tag the app that I use and so on and so forth. So you want to get as specific as you can. I always do business coaching Norwich, business coach Norwich, online business coach Norwich, so on and so on and so forth, and go as small and specific as you can, because when people are searching that thing, your actual potential clients, they are more likely to find you on social media. Go broad for about 50% of them, go specific for about 50% of them, and it's really important to have a mix of the two. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Excellent. So what you can do, you can either do your post and then you can leave a few spaces and then you can put your hashtags. You can intersperse your hashtags within what you're writing. Or not that post. There's a difference between hashtag strength and hashtag stability. One of the best ways to hashtag visualize the difference is to think of it as a hashtag slingshot. While one hand is holding the slingshot, the other hand pulls back the hashtag elastic to propel the object. Think of the hashtag arm that pulls the hashtag elastic back as hashtag strength, and so on and so forth. You could do that if you wanted. No one's actually going to read the hashtags, they're going to read it as a sentence, but you could hashtag the words that might really get you engagement within the post itself. Or like I have here, I leave a couple of gaps and then I do my list of hashtags. Or what you can do is go to your post, after you've posted it, click comment, and then you do your hashtags as the first comment. This also, it does exactly the same thing. It gets the ball rolling on comments. Hey, kitty cat. It gets the ball rolling on comments. Doesn't matter. Love it. And it also keeps your post itself clearer. Some people don't like having hashtags on their post, so it does just keep it clearer. Either or, it doesn't matter. What is important is you do embrace and use the hashtags. You will talk to some people who are like, just use one or two really specific hashtags, but I don't see why you would hold yourself back by not using as many as you possibly can. One tip, if you're feeling like it's just a bit too bloody much overwhelm and too much to do, and it's like, yeah, fine, I can smash out a post real quick, but I've got to do all the fucking hashtags, is copy and paste your regular hashtags into your notes and just copy and paste them across. Don't do it every time though. You do get a little bit penalized and you do want to vary it. So the broad ones that you use every day, yoga every damn day, yoga classes, online yoga classes, the broad ones, I could copy and paste across. Your specific and niche ones, type out specifically every time and make it relevant to the post that you've actually got going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Gary, has that shed some light on hashtags for you, mate?
Yeah, interestingly, I had a little look. I've only just started using them, and since I've used hashtags, the engagement's gone through the roof compared to previous ones.
Well, that's great to hear. Good. It is essentially, think of it as labeling your post so Instagram knows who to show it to. And the more people that Instagram shows it to, the better. Remember, when you go in and edit your posts after you've posted them, Instagram penalizes you. So don't go in, edit, and then come out again. You're better off just deleting and starting again. Go in, edit, copy the text that you've written, then delete it, then repost and paste the text with the edits or modifications that you want. That is a better way of doing it than going in and editing, because Instagram just penalizes you for it, and it's really fucking annoying.
Did not know that.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
What does it do? You then not as many people see it.
Yeah, it just trashes your algorithms. So remember, when you get good engagement, comments, likes, shares, saves on your social media, Instagram's like, oh, people like this post, therefore shows it to more people. When it doesn't have much engagement, especially within the first hour, Instagram shows it to just your core like 10%.
Okay.
So the more engagement you have, the better. With engagement also, just to quickly clarify, if someone comments on your post, don't just comment back with, unless you're really pushed for time, it's better to reply something than not at all. What you really want to do is reply with conversation. Ask another question, encourage conversation. Remember, it's social media to be social and to encourage conversations, engagement, and getting people interested. If you reply with one-word answers or stop the conversation short with emoji, you're going to suffer for it. So reply, definitely reply. And Instagram counts the comments. So let's say one comment, awesome, is your hashtags. Great. Instagram's like, boom, excellent. 2 comments, your best friend posts it with all the love hearts, obviously, because they're your best friend and they always do it on every single post because they love you. Boom, Instagram's like, cool, 2. And then it's got a smattering of likes. And then it's got a 3rd comment from some marketing person who's like, send me a DM for free marketing or whatever. It's never free. Don't don't contact them. Then you get a couple more comments. Now what you can do is when you reply to someone, so oh, Susie's replied on my business coaching thing. So it says Susie's replied with love this, laughing faces. Now I've not replied because I'm a dick and I missed it, definitely missed it till now, babe, thanks. So first I'm going to like it, yay. Then what I'm going to do is I can hit reply. Now I could just reply with some love hearts. Yay, thanks, babe. And then I can reply, and that will, Instagram won't really notice that. It will notice it, but it's not great. What could be better is if I actually hit in comments and create a whole new comment, tag Susie. Oh, that's not the app. Susie, thank you, darling. I can't wait to see you on the workshop later this week. Are you still coming? Question mark. Post. And I've encouraged conversation, and also Instagram thinks that's a 4th comment. Oh, this one's getting interesting. Now, if you reply to a comment in the first minute, your algorithms improve. If you reply within the first 10 minutes, your algorithms improve, but slightly less. If you reply within the first hour, your algorithms improve, but a little bit less again. If you reply the next day, you may as well have not bothered. So try and get on. This is where social media can become incredibly draining and stressful because you feel like you have to be constantly connected. At the end of the day, fuck the algorithms and make sure you're building a community on your Instagram by replying and talking to the people that talk to you. It's really, really important. At the end of the day, it's better you reply at some point than never reply at all. Because if someone came along in the future and looked at your Instagram and you've got all these comments, but you never reply, they're gonna be like, well, they're dickheads. I'm not going to engage with them. Or I've engaged with them before and they don't talk to me, so I'm not going to bother doing it again. So it's really important with engagement with your comments to actually get back to people and talk to people. So we've talked hashtags, we've talked engagement, we've talked about Canva. Use of templates, use them. And we've talked about logos. Get a logo with a PNG file. Claire, that will be Leah. There is other options available.
But Leah's good. I have spoken to her.
Cool. Then she'll do that for you 100%.
Cool.
Awesome. I feel like this workshop has been sponsored by Leah Hallam. Liz, I'm going to have to get in touch. She's our design friend.
Is everyone using her? I think everyone is, aren't they?
Everyone, yeah. We're going to have to get Liz and Leah in touch.
She's good.
Yay.
She's amazing at what she does. Definitely do have a look at her stuff if you can, but there's no pressure. Okay, gang, I've covered everything that was on my list. Gary, as long as you're happy with the hashtags, I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anything else that anyone would like to discuss before we log off today? I feel like tumbleweed is a good sign.
I'll probably think of something when we've logged off.
Probably. Always the way. Obviously, for my social media, I'm going to take a super quick photograph of you all. So look super sexy, please. Hang on, let me get rid of the list of names. So there we go. Look gorgeous, look interested. Why is Press Escape still there? Yeah, love it. Yeah.
How many posts would you recommend posting a week?
We covered this in the last one, honey, but I'm perfectly happy to answer
okay.
it. No, don't worry. It's a good question. So essentially, we all need to feel sane and enjoy what we do. So don't add in a load of pressure to yourself and make yourself miserable. If you miss a post, you miss a post at the end of the day. However, if you can post 7 times a week, oh, thank you, Liz. If you can post 7 times a week, it definitely helps. Whereas if you, like I said before, if you can't post on your actual feed, get something on your story. But generally, I will post 5 days a week, and then the days off, on my actual days off, I won't post. But if I've got posts lined up ready to go, or if I'm using a scheduler, then I might have something go out, or I might just post anyway because I've got something going on. If I'm doing a launch of something, if I've got a sale on, if like when I was selling the retreat last year, posted every single day, and there was something about the retreat either on my story or on my feed every day because I'm pushing and selling something.
Yeah.
So it just depends what you've got going on, really.
Okay.
But just if you want something to have, if you want to create momentum and excitement around something, essentially put that on your social media. If at the minute you're just picking over whatever, you're not particularly bothered about stuff, then just anywhere between 3 and 7 times.
Okay.
But the more you post, the more Instagram will show you off.
Yeah.
Because it feels that you are engaged and interested, therefore it rewards you for that.
Okay, cool.
At the end of the day, your happiness is so much more important.
Sorry, I'm just on a call at the moment.
I'm going to mute Joni.
Joni.
Yeah, so your happiness is so much more important than your social media. So for instance, every time I post myself on my social media, my engagement goes up, I get more likes, I get more comments. It really, really helps. And my Instagram is quite obviously boosted by this. Whereas it took me a long time to do videos of myself, like talking on Instagram, it made me feel really uncomfortable. However, again, the engagement went up and it was so worth doing. And now I'm over that stupid hump. It's fine. I don't care anymore. But it's big and it's scary and it's horrible. But what you have to remember is
I have one other question, actually.
Go.
If you have a personal Instagram account and your business one, is it like, because I've found quite a few of my clients follow my personal one. Like sometimes I just think, oh, it's really boring. Like I'm only posting stuff about me on my but they sort of seem to like that. Do I put that on my business one or not?
No, I would
keep it personal.
Yeah, keep your business one and keep your personal one, because otherwise you're just going to be constantly censoring your own personal.
That's what I have. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No, generally my personal Instagram is just my shit now, and I barely ever post on it. It's just but no, keep your business one business. Very much so. Anything else? I'm not in a rush. I'm happy to help. It's just I'm aware that I've gone over the hour that I said that I was going to hold you for. So if you need to go, but I'm happy to help. We good? We're good?
Yeah.
Cool. So like I said, we're going to do another one. If you want to come along, you are of course welcome. And we will be covering creating reels in more depth. We'll be talking about your Instagram shop and setting that up. If you have tangible products to sell, it's fussy on what sells. You can't sell services, I don't think, but if you have physical items to sell, it's useful. We're going to talk about paid ads. We're going to talk about more ways to increase engagement and that kind of thing, the obvious one, and increasing and sorting your followers out and that kind of stuff. So it's just another step to making your Instagram a viable source of engagement and marketing for your business. But at the end of the day, guys, remember, it needs to be fun and it needs to be something you enjoy and not something that stresses you out and you hate. All your Instagram platform is a way for you to share what you love doing with the world. It is not a place to sell. You just want to create a community of people who like you and who like what you do. If you keep that in mind, it's a much nicer place. What was that, Suze?
Said I'm stuffed then.
What? Because no one likes you?
That's a joke.
Oh dear.
Awesome.
Can I ask a quick question? Sorry, and this is probably going off topic a little bit. Do you use Linktree? You don't, do you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Do you? Do you recommend it? Because I spoke to Leah about this and she told me not to use it. But obviously I know a lot of people. I don't know. She was, a bit vague.
So Linktree,
it's a good way.
Quite happy to go into this. Linktree.
That last time.
We did a bit. You've got your link in the bio thing. You only get one link to put in your bio. I'm getting a phone call.
And I normally have my website in there.
Yeah,
is that right?
That's usually what I would have. So if you use Linktree, you can click the link and it takes you to a tree of links instead. So these are all the places that I perhaps want people to go to on my website.
So like book online or whatever.
Yeah. Joan, you can have book online, read my blog, sign up for my newsletter, book a yoga class soon, you know, that kind of thing. She could have facts and questions, contact me, all of the different things that she could potentially want. You can have 2 things on there. There's no point in having one, but you can have 2 things on there. You can have more than this, I think, and you can brand it. So I've just used my charcoal color, and you can put your logo on it, and it is completely free. Just type.
Is it easy to set up?
The easiest thing in the world. I was like, how is this thing a free service? It's fucking brilliant.
So
And it's
instead of
so
putting
tidy.
my website in, I'd put the link to that page, would I?
Yep, and then on that, so for instance, I've got the attachment workshop, which I definitely need to take off because that's over. But these are all, so sign up to live online classes, that links to my app. The attachment workshop links to the website. The yoga retreat links to the website page with the yoga retreat on. So most of them are to my website, but to different pages. So if you're advertising various different things, let's say I want people to sign up to classes, obviously. I want people to book for the retreat. I'd love for people to read my newsletter. And I'd love for people to be able to see my class schedule. So I've got 4 things that I want people to be able to go to with ease from my social media. So if I just say link in the bio, they click that link and then whatever option they want to follow is right there. It makes so much sense. Otherwise, with each post, you are changing your link in the bio depending on where you want to take people. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Okay.
I don't know why
I might have a go at this.
About it.
If I can't do it,
Joni, if you can't do it, I'm worried. But of course, you can message me. Yeah, no, it is honestly the easiest thing in the world to set up. Linktree. I can't fault it.
I'm going to try and do it this afternoon.
There is another website that I think you do pay for, but it looks amazing. So you click the link, and it almost looks like an app format, and it just sets out everything you've got going on in a really beautiful way, like a personalized, almost like a landing page on a website.
What is that? Do you know?
These things. I can't remember. I'd have to send this out to you, but they keep sending emails to me, and I'm like, don't tempt me. I don't need to spend the money. But
is it expensive?
I didn't even look as to it. They phoned me for a quote, so I was like, nope, I'm happy with my free link.
That doesn't sound good.
I'm happy with my free link tree. I don't need a pretty landing page there. It's not a necessity, you know, so I'm happy. But there are other options out there. The link tree was really my point. But it's just such a satisfying free service. I recommend it highly.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
No worries at all. Anything else, gang? No? Tumbleweed once again. Excellent. I love it.
When's the next workshop?
It will be in April. I haven't set the date.
Okay, cool.
But you'll get emails. They come from Alex Howarth Business Coaching. They might end up in your junk. So do check your junk. Liz, I'll update your email address now.
Yeah.
But
a Monday would be great, only because I don't work. Selfishly.
Cool. I'm sure I can figure something out.
Mondays are rubbish for me.
So
yeah, they are.
Wednesdays.
These will always be the replays of the free ones will always then be on YouTube. So
okay, cool.
It always will be.
I just need to grab my door.
No worries. Cool, guys. Thanks so much for coming. If you can shout about it on your social media, I would appreciate it forever. Please at Alex Howarth Business Coaching, not Alex Howarth Yoga. I know I've used that platform as an example today, but please tag the business coaching one. Yeah, I really hope you found this as useful as the last, those of you who were here for the last one. But yeah, it was wonderful to see you all. Have a what day is it? Wednesday. Thanks, Liz.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gary.
Gotta go.
You're
Bye.
welcome. So welcome. Bye, Liz.
Yeah.
Go back to bed now. See ya.
Thanks, Alex.
See you later. Thank you. That was so
Bye,
good.
Hannah.
Bye.
Bye, Suze.
Bye.